Welcome back everyone. So today the chart did something it has not done in a while. The daily RSI just hit 30. That is full oversold. We lost $60,000. NVRV dropped to 0.21. And right above us there is a massive wall of short positions just sitting there. And that combination, deep oversold plus short stacked overhead, is exactly how squeeze setups begin. Let me show you the level that pulls the trigger. And later I will show you the exact price where over $2 billion in shorts get trapped. Because that is where this move can go vertical. Okay, structure first, and I'll be honest. Bitcoin lost $60,000 and it's trading at $59,728 as I'm recording this. We have a clean series of lower highs since the rejection up near $66,000 and price just broke the demand zone it was leaning on. So short-term structure is bearish, no sugarcoating that. But now the other side, the daily RSI is at 30, that is the oversold line, and the first time we have tagged it in this lag. Weekly RSI at 33, also stretched. When momentum gets pressed this hard into a level, it does not mean instant up, but it means the downside is getting tired. Stack valuation on top, MVRV Z-score just dropped to 0.21. That measures price against what the average holder paid, and 0.21 is deep value. This is the zone Bitcoin only reaches when it's heavily discounted, and sentiment, fear, and greed at 13. That is about as scared as this market gets. So the picture is structure broke down, but momentum, valuation, and sentiment are all flashing exhaustion at the same time. That is the setup. Now let me show you the levels that turn it into a trade. Now let me map the liquidity, because the level above us is where the shorts are trapped, and the level below is where price gets pulled if this fails. By the way guys, make sure that you drop a like down below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for even more Bitcoin daily analysis. Now also, if you want to trade with us, you can take advantage of a free bonus using the first link down below in the description. You click the link, you register on Bitunix, and only after you register, you are already going to get 20 USDT completely for free. Then make sure you deposit at least 100 USDT and you get another 20 USDT on top of that. And when you open up your first trade, you're going to get even bigger bonuses. So make sure to use the first link down below in the description, by the way. Now let me build the map level by level. First, the reclaim level, just above us between 60,500 and 61,500 is the demand zone where a big stack of buy bids was sitting. Price has now traded down through a chunk of it, so that zone has flipped. What was support is now the first resistance, so my first bullish trigger is simple. Reclaim and hold above $61,500. Now the squeeze fuel. This is the part I told you to wait for. Look up at the liquidation map. There is a heavy cluster of short positions stacked near 63,500 over $1 billion worth, and then an even bigger one near $65,000, north of $2 billion. Here's why that matters. If price reclaims that demand zone and pushes up, those shorts start getting liquidated, and short liquidations are forced buys. They add fuel. That is how you get a fast vertical move. So the bullish path has a clear mechanism. Reclaim 61,500, run the shorts at 63,500, then 65,000. And from there, the real test is the 200-week EMA at $68,000. Now, the downside, if we cannot reclaim and we lose this level, the liquidity sitting below pulls price down toward the $55,000 to $58,000 area. That is the next pocket on the map. A deeper flush into there would be a liquidity sweep, the kind of move that traps late sellers before a reversal. So that is the level I'm watching if bulls fail here. One quick news note for context, a major corporate Bitcoin buyer is under pressure to pause its purchases and rebuild cash. So that is one steady source of demand potentially stepping back, worth knowing, but the levels are what we trade. And now the momentum read, because there is one thing on the lower time frame that tells us if this oversold bounce is real or a trap. So drop down to the lower time frame. With the daily oversold, what I want to see for confirmation is a bullish divergence. Price making a lower low while RSI and the money flow start making higher lows. That is the tell that selling is drying up into this level. Right now, treat it as a setup, not a green light. The trigger is the same as the structure, a reclaim of 61,500 with momentum turning up. Until then, oversold can always get more oversold. That is a trap to avoid. And remember, the EMAs are dynamic resistance. As long as we are under the 200-week at $68,000, every bounce is suspect until it proves itself with a daily close above. Two quick flow sprinkles. The spot ETFs just saw a heavily daily outflow around $691 million, the biggest in a while, which lines up with this risk of flush. But zoom out and lifetime inflows are still over $52 $2 billion. So short-term money is living, long-term base is intact. And not only that, if you still haven't used the first link down below, now is really the time. You click the link, you register on Bitunix, you get 20 USDT for free just for signing up. Deposit at least 100 USDT and you get another 20 USDT. And when you open up your first trade, you get even bigger bonuses on top of that. Everything is in the first link down below in the description, by the way. Now, two scenarios straight off the level. Scenario 1, the squeeze. Oversold does its job, a divergence confirms, and Bitcoin reclaims $61,500. That opens the run into the shorts, $63,500 first, then the big pocket at $65,000, where over $2 billion in shorts are vulnerable. If those go, it gets fast, and the target becomes the 200 week at $68,000. In this version, the oversold reset and deep value were the bottom signal. Now, scenario 2, the sweep. No reclaim, and we lose $59,000. Price gets pulled into the downside liquidity at $55,000 to $58,000. Painful, but that deep sweep is often the move that finally clears sellers before a real reversal. So I would be watching that zone for the next reaction, not panicking into it. So personally, the line is $61,500. Reclaim it, and the squeeze is live with shorts as a fuel. Lose $59,000, and the deeper liquidity is in play. Oversold and deep value say we are close. Structure says wait for the reclaim. None of this is, by the way, a financial advice. Just me walking through the chart. Trade your plan and manage your risk. The trigger, $61,500 reclaimed. The fuel, $2.4 billion in shorts at $65,000. The signal, RSI 30 plus MVRV at 0.21. Let me know which side you're leaning in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, drop a like down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It means a lot for even more Bitcoin analysis. So, as I said, thank you so much, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.